Welcome to AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, and today we are going to be focusing on creating audio and video-based lead magnets. And what I'll be sharing with you today is something you'll be able to do 100% inside of your AttractWell account. No need for additional software. So if you're somebody who is interested in maybe giving away free training, perhaps a downloadable audio file, so maybe a guided meditation, recording from a podcast, or even just simply a how-to in spoken format instead of something that is, or in conjunction in something that with something that is PDF, which we learned in a previous training, you're going to want to tune in and learn more about this today. If you're new, welcome. We do this every single week, Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, with the exception of next week. By the way, for those of you who join us live every week, we love you very much and thank you for being here. But we will actually be sharing a recording with you next week because we're going to be live at a conference. But just about every other week of the year, barring a national holiday here in the US, we are live. So we're here to help you grow your coaching, consulting, expert-based business or practice. And we're here to help you simplify your tech in the process. I have been working with AttractWell for about 5 years now, seen the evolution of everything that we offer here. And we're here today because of people like you who are looking to simplify what you do, focus on your zone of genius, and just get out of the need for all of the weird bells and whistles and tripwire funny funnel stuff that just doesn't have to exist for you to grow your business, because it's just not necessary for most businesses. So we cut through all of that on these weekly calls. So I do have some slides as you're coming in today. It is just me here. So say hi, let me know where in the world you are. I am based in New York City and I'm back home this week. And certainly excited to have you guys here. I know we've got folks who use AttractWell who are all over the world. So welcome. So I do have some slides that we're going to get into. And of course, we do have plenty of opportunity to get into sort of live demonstration. And if you're somebody who is in the process of working out what's going to be in a funnel that you want for your business, we have the opportunity to talk through that today as well. Let's see, we've got Illinois, Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Ojai, California, Manitoba, Canada, Iowa. Hello, welcome you guys. So excited to have you here today. I hope you are having wonderful weather wherever you are. It is sweltering here in New York City, and I just gave the wrong share. All right, so let me get over into our slides, and I'm going to pop out a video and come back for you once we're done with this screen recording. Hey, what's up, Seattle? Excited you guys are here today. All right, so welcome back. This is AttractWell Office Hours, and in today's session, we're creating, as promised, audio and video lead magnets using AttractWell and Zoom. And again, the promise here today is you really don't technically have to leave the AttractWell platform to get this done, which is pretty cool and exciting. So what we're going to do today is first talk a little bit about lead magnets, what's in a lead magnet, and then how you can go about creating audio and video lead magnets with AttractWell and our built-in Zoom. If you have AttractWell, you don't need a separate Zoom account. We'll talk about how you can upload your lead magnets and use them in AttractWell. And then, of course, as always, we have live help and Q&A. So if you came here looking for help today, I've got your back. Add your questions to the Q&A if you could, please. If you're here live, sometimes the chat can get a little busy and I don't want to miss you. So please make sure you're in the Q&A with that. Now, if you would like to work together live on a call just like this one, want to schedule time ahead at some future date, one of our future live Thursday calls at 2 p.m. Eastern US time, go to attractwell.com/work review. We can talk through and workshop your ideas. We can review your sales pages. We can review your funnels, or if you just feel like you're stuck at any step in this whole process, and there's a lot to this, I get it. You can get on a call and we can talk through it, and the whole community can benefit from your growth as well. So take us up on this. It is a free opportunity for one-on-one coaching and guidance and strategy. And we offer this every single week. Now you can, if you are not yet, get on the list for these live calls. We are live every week, every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. AttractWell.com/office hours is where you're going to want to go to make sure that you're notified on what we're teaching next. And of course, get our replays when they come out. And if you need a hand with all of this, maybe you're migrating over, you've got maybe a complicated setup that you're trying to bring over to us, or you're here and you're building things, but you just feel like you need some hands, some expert hands. You can go to attractwell.com/concierge, learn more about our incredible qualified team and how they can help you. Now, question for our incredible group here in the chat. Let me know in the chat, how are you paying it forward to grow a following that trusts you? What are you putting out there into the world for free that allows people to get to know you a little better and start to see how you help people like them? What does that look like for you? And then the following question, and this would be for those of us who say, I offer free consults. Do you have an automated way to go about collecting your leads? Do you have a way to give something away for free that doesn't require you to be present, because your time is not free, right? I see we've got a free course, a weekly newsletter, video content, fantastic. Got PDFs, just did a free summit, weekly life lessons on LinkedIn, weekly podcast, fabulous, you guys. So what we're focusing on in this series, this lead generation series, is ways for you to automatically collect the best people, right? So if you're putting stuff out in podcast world, on social media, including LinkedIn, or even on YouTube, that's fantastic. That's your breadcrumb trail. But we want to be able to take the people who really, really vibe with what you're doing, sharing and saying, and giving them a path to connect with you without you being there live, right? And so that's the purpose of a funnel, right? And funnels can be explained depending on who you listen to on the internet. And boy, are there a lot of people to listen to on the internet on this topic. Depending on who you listen to, this could be something that is going to cost you no less than $20,000, and they're going to do it for you, and it's going to have 47 different steps and cost you $1,000 a month to run, right? Or it could just be a really simple thing that you do to deliver a free thing, right? And collect someone's information in exchange, and then on autopilot, share with them a little bit more context and direct them, should they choose, toward working with you if that's the right move for them, right? So that's what we're focused on here today. Now, lead magnet is sort of the carrot at the end of the proverbial stick there, what we're putting out there into the world in exchange to get that lead. So a lead magnet is going to have valuable information, and that's valuable not to you, to them, right? It's really important that what you put into your lead magnet is something that sits in the context of what they say their problem is today. Oftentimes we need to sell people what they want and give them what they need, right? I think a great example of this, I was chatting with a client earlier this morning about how she might position the next offer that she makes for a cohort that she's running. And she was saying, I think I want to focus on this and this and that. And I was like, you really need to make sure that you get in their language, right? Because she's talking about new year, new you, and focusing on the final quarter of this year. And I was explaining that, quite often the problem sounds a lot more plain in the language of the person who needs the help, right, than it does to the person who is an expert, right? She helps with breathing techniques. People who want to lose weight aren't thinking that they need to learn a new breathing technique, right? So sometimes we do need to make sure that we are positioning that valuable information in a way that is much more in keeping with the language of the problem that your people recognize already. That's often an impasse. Anyway, back on track here. So we're offering something free in exchange for contact information for a potential lead for our business. And having this lead magnet is going to position you as a credible authority who can help them solve important problems. It's offered on your website. This could be on a home page, an about page, any page on your website, or on a dedicated landing page in AttractWell. And of course, it's delivered to them automatically after they sign up on that page where the form is to put in their information. All right, so just a quick example here. Here's a template homepage, and we're offering a video training up here on the top. So if we click this button to get this how to de-stress in 2 minutes, we see, we're gonna get a cat video. But anyway, this is what it might look like, right? Where you have an image, looks like it's clickable, and we tell them that we are going to give them this thing when they enter their name and email, potentially phone, right? So now let's talk about what's in it. We know how we present it, what they see, what goes into it. First, again, it needs to be something that is helpful to them, and it's something that they need to want to know right now, or solve a problem that they know they have right now, right? So we need to help them get or do something right now. So if you are somebody who works, maybe you're in wellness, and you want to help women balance their hormones and heal their thyroid, we're not doing that in a lead magnet. That's your coaching, right? But what we might do in a lead magnet is, provide a checklist of no ingredients that they need to go around their house and look for things that contain these endocrine disruptors, right? So an example, we want to give them something that solves a problem that they have right now, but it needs to be something that is solvable with this tool, right? And we need to give it a little bit of context. Obviously, why are you even making this and sharing this? Is this something that helped you? Is this something that helped a client? And then next steps, how can they get what they want with your help? So if we're using that same example, she's somebody who needs to know the dirty dozen, and where they're hiding in her home. And so you're going to give her a checklist and a guide that's going to show her how to do that and give suggestions on what to use instead. And then maybe at the end of that guide, you can say, hey, by the way, you may have known that you have, this type of issue, but this is something that's highly personalized. I offer personalized consult. Here, come take advantage of this free one, right? So we're positioning the next step, the free thing, the next step inside the free thing. So what we're doing is we're providing a place for our point of conversion to appear, right? So if you offer a sales page to sell a course, then that could, be in the lead magnet itself or delivered alongside it. If you offer one-on-one calls or something like that as a conversion event, then that is something that you could offer here as well. So with lead magnets, the philosophy here is that we're paying it forward for the people that we know we want to serve by building a following, right, who trusts us. And this is something that can take a while to do, I think, especially if you're just getting started in business or you're just getting started with the whole online thing. It can be a little difficult, I think, emotionally to digest this realization that this is a fair amount of upfront work, building a website, putting content out there, putting a funnel together, and in hopes of building something where people will ultimately become your customers. This is a long-term strategy. But the thing is if we do it right, we are going to be building a phenomenal base from which we can grow our business in a very passive and very affordable way. Right? You don't have to pay for traffic when you have a following who loves and trusts you and will buy anything that you sell to them, right? Because they love to open your emails that you send every week. It is, you're rolling a snowball uphill, but man, once it gets over the crust and it rolls, it moves on its own, right? So just remember that as you're going through this, kind of keep that mindset and philosophy here. So having something that you can offer in exchange for just the opportunity to build that trust with someone is like the most important step that you can take in the direction of growing your business online. Sure, you can put yourself out there. Sure, you can pitch and you can, like, if you're a hammer, everything's a nail, and sure, you're going to find a nail that goes in, right? You're going to make a sale somewhere if that's what you're trying to do. But our goal here really is to switch analogies, is to really like plant seeds, right? That will grow in their own time. And perennial ones at that. All right, so let's get to work. Our order of operations to create our video or audio lead magnets. First thing that we want to do is determine what the problem is that we're going to help them solve right now. So let me know in the chat, what is the problem that you are helping your person solve right now? Not in your program, not the ultimate goal of working with you. What is the thing that you're helping them do that they know that they need help doing right now? And you could give them an audio, you can give them a video, and they can go, aha, I can do that. Now, who is this person? I trust them. I want to know what else I can get from them. I would pay them for whatever else they sell, right? Ooh, helping couples to stop fighting. Can you do that in a video? That's fantastic. That sounds like a big deliver. Realizing their next big thing authentically. Awesome. So giving people some direction and orientation. Self-care is a fantastic one. I love that. Maybe a specific kind of self-care, maybe recipes, lots of great options there. A framework, Shirley. Oh, that's great. So it's a tool they can use ongoing, even better. Getting clarity on purpose and non-monogamy. That's very specific. Awesome. How to navigate funeral process. Okay, that would be just such a powerful guide for somebody right when they need it, Michael. exploring guided meditation. Fantastic. Oh, I love this so much. Okay, so there's so many more. Keep it coming, you guys. Y'all are so inspiring. All right, so we got to make sure that we are keeping this relevant and actionable, right? We got to make sure that this is something that is doable without you sitting there. And so from there, we want to outline or plan out what you're going to share. Prepare slides if you plan to use them in video. If y'all follow any of my trainings, especially the How to Build Your Online Course, and of course, these ones that we do every week, love using slides. It just makes my life easier, and it makes the videos relevant longer, in my opinion, because we don't have, unless you have a professional recording studio, and you're going to make sure that your background and like none of your clothes or how you're wearing your hair or anything on your person is going to indicate a season. So long as it's something that's super season neutral, then it is something that could maybe last a bit longer, but slides are definitely a go for me. Personally, I like for my work to last a long time. So then we're going to follow the steps in the next video to use, or the next slide in this video, to use Zoom to capture your audio or video recording. All right. And then finally, we're going to connect our lead magnet to a page or to a campaign so that we can deliver it in our funnel. So creating an audio or video lead magnet, obviously you need to log into AttractWell ready to record. Okay. But from there, these steps are really simple. Check this out. We're going to capture your video or audio content with AttractWell and the built-in Zoom with AttractWell. You don't need to go and purchase audio software. You don't need a separate Zoom account. You're just going to use your AttractWell and your Zoom. So you're going to create a Zoom meeting for yourself. And in this particular case, I've got two pieces of content I'm going to record. The first one is a guided meditation, and the second one is a breathing technique, how to de-stress in 2 minutes. Okay, that's the one we're going to offer on the website. And then, of course, we've got our guided meditation we'll use for another purpose. So schedule yourself a Zoom meeting, give it the name of your content. You're going to see why this is important in one of the final steps. Okay, so do this. Then you're going to start your Zoom meeting, share your screen, or turn on your camera if you're talking at the camera, and you're going to record to the cloud. All right, and then you're going to speak and start sharing your information, or you're going to share your screen and show your slides. Okay. Once you're done, you end the meeting and you go back over to your Zoom meetings in AttractWell and you click My Recordings. Now, if you've recorded a very long video, it might take a little bit for this to show up, but if it was fairly short, which if this is for a lead magnet, if this is something that lives inside of a funnel, it doesn't really need to be super long for it to be actionable, but it really kind of depends on the content. So this is what you'll see when you click My Recordings. So in the first case here, where we've got the breathing technique, how to de-stress in 2 minutes, this is going to be a video. So I'm going to look down here to active speaker, and I'm going to see copy into my video library. I'm going to click that, and it's going to instantly move this video over to your AttractWell video library. Done. Like done. It's done. It's ready to share. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you are going to be recording, if you're using your Zoom to record an audio file, then obviously it doesn't matter how you share visually, because you're not going to be recording you're not going to be preserving the video. You're going to look for where it says audio only under type, and you're going to click download. All right. So if you clicked video, you're going to actually be able, or yeah, if you downloaded your video, right, you're making a video. If you click video here, you're going to locate your recording. It's going to have the same name as your Zoom meeting. This is why we want to have that Zoom meeting named appropriately. That way we know what we're looking at when we get over here to our video management, right? So this is here and it's ready to start plugging into your funnels wherever you need, or if you're recording video for courses, you can use Zoom the same way. Just make sure again that you title the meeting so that the video, when it shows up, is named appropriately. Now, if you downloaded an audio file from your Zoom recording, then that's going to be on your device. So we're going to go over here to our file manager, click files, and we're going to upload our files. So I'm going to select it from my computer. And in this particular case, because it was downloaded from Zoom as an audio file, it's got a weird name. I'm going to go ahead and rename that here in AttractWell Guided Meditation. Okay, so with that, those are done. Now we can talk delivery. How are we going to get this lead magnet out into the hands, hearts, and inboxes of the people that we want to share it with? So how to do this? The simplest option is to add that file directly into a campaign message using either the video file or the file button in the editor. I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. The best option, however, is to create a page that your lead can visit that has the audio or video file embedded along with a call to action. Now, if you've been through the Client Funnel Challenge or you're familiar with our one-page funnel blueprint, the lead magnet page is what I'm talking about here, where we have a page that we can place the content on for them to retrieve, whether that be a PDF, a video, an audio, what have you. But what else is going to be on that page? The context, the problem, right? Speaking to the problem, the bigger problem that they have, and then offering whatever your point of conversion might be. Maybe getting them to register for a workshop, or getting them to register for a call with you, or simply sending it over to your sales page for whatever it is that you're offering. All right. And of course, this page that you create is one that you will link to from your campaign. So let's go and see what those look like, and then we'll get into our live help and Q&A. And please do remember, if you've got questions, if you would pretty please get those into the Q&A box here on Zoom so that I don't miss them. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to go into your campaign that you've created for your funnel. And so this would be like your nurture campaign, right? Where somebody opted in to get a free thing from you, and they're going to get that free thing, but then they're going to start receiving additional messages from you to get to know you better, right? So let's just pretend this is it. You should certainly have more than 3 messages, but we'll use this as an example today. This one's offering a guide in our first message. That's our day 0. Let's open up that message. You can see that right here, we actually have a page linked here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlink this, and I'm going to say, here's your video. I hope it helps you. And then I'm going to hit enter a couple of times because I'm going to put a video right here. Now, quick note, they're not going to be able to actually play this video from their email when they receive it, but it is going to look like they can, and they're going to click it, and you're going to be able to send them somewhere on your website. The example I'm going to show you right now requires nothing of you other than exactly what I'm about to show you. You don't have to create a new page or do anything like that to get this done. So what we're going to do is put our cursor where we want the video. We go up here to video. We find the video. Here it is. We're going to go select video, and we want to send it to just the video on the website and click add video to email. It does need to turn on sharing, and we say okay, and that's just simply going to check this box. You could alternately do that as well. So now if there was actual video here, this was just a dummy for me to use to demonstrate today. But if there was real video here of you talking, for instance, or slides, this actually is a GIF file. So it'll show up animated, like an animated photo, and it is linked. So when they click it, it is actually going to send them to a unique page on your website where that video is hosted, and it'll show your website menu and footer and everything. But nothing else will be on the page. So that's one option. And again, this is a quick option. To me, it's not the best option. So another option is to add your audio file. And so we'll say, here's your recording. I'm going to copy this text. So Command C, go to More Rich, go to Insert or Manage Files, and then we're going to click our guided meditation file here. And do you see how it renamed itself? I'm going to go back in here and paste that name that I wanted, or paste what I wanted it to say. So here's your recording. So this, again, this is just going to connect them to the audio file itself. In the other option, we're just connecting them straight to video. Okay. So again, you can do this, but now let me show you what is the optimal option. All right. The thing that you really ought to be aiming for doing. If you want to just get it out of the way, get something complete, this is perfectly acceptable, what I just showed you. The ideal thing to do, however, is going to be to create a page where you have the download or the video or the recording or what have you, as well as an opportunity for them to take next steps. So I'm going to I'm just going to go from scratch here. I'm going to go with a blank page. I know that I want to have some kind of a call out at the top, which I can do with a header. And then I do want some text. And so I'm going to put my header and my video or audio file here. But then I want to offer a call with me. And so maybe I'm going to use something like this. So here we go. So we'll say, watch the video below to get started. And then I'm going to remove this. And then here, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to center it, click add video. And now I can go and select and embed my video. Okay. And then here we can say, looking for more help. Right. And this is where we can offer a one-on-one call with you, right? Or whatever else it is that you might do, right? This would be maybe register for a workshop or whatever. Now, quick note, if you're doing this, and this is slightly advanced, so don't worry if you don't know what I mean by what I'm saying right now, there's more training on this and we'll get you there. But if you wanted to do a second opt-in here, so let's just say, for instance, you have campaign or funnel step A, right? Where somebody's taking you up on the offer to get a free PDF or a video like this or an audio, which I'll show you how to embed in just a moment. And you want to put down at the bottom of this page, hey, by the way, I've got this workshop that's going to show you how you can really get more results. And when they opt in for this workshop, you want to start sending them maybe more targeted sales messages. If you guys have done the launch challenge in AttractWell, or you've been through any of the content in the funnel section of the launch challenge, then you're going to be kind of familiar with what I'm talking about and some of those funnel schematics that we've worked through. So what you're going to want to do is put that here, but what you link here needs to be an automation, okay? Because we're able to, because listen, when they go to this page, the only way they're getting to this page is by having just clicked the link in their email. And that means you can link an automation right here. And if they take you up on whatever's being offered here, you can now remove the previous campaign, give them a new tag, and start sending them a different series of messages, right? That move them in a new direction. So this is how we can segment and really provide a more tailored experience to move them more ready toward action right now, right? So that is something that you could certainly do here. Now let's delete this video and I'll show you how you can embed that audio file and to do this with an audio player, which is really cool. So we're going to click Insert or Manage Files. And do you see where next to our guided meditation, we actually have a little music note. We could link the file where they could download it, but what we're going to do is click the music note and it's going to give us a player right here on the screen. So this is something that you could certainly do as well. And I'll tell them press play below, right, to get started. Right. And of course, please make it look nicer than this. This isn't a design training, but functionally, this is how you're going to set up a page that gets those things done. And so once we have this done, this will be this is our lead magnet delivery page. And so what we're going to call this is we're going to call this lead magnet delivery. And I'm going to call this meditation. And this is going to be the title bar text they're going to see. So this is going to be guided meditation, get the workshop, because I'm offering the workshop further down. So I'm going to call this guided meditation. This is by link only, done, save. And then what I'm going to do is in this message, I'm going to, instead of, let me see. So right here, let me unlink this. So when we say, here's your guide, or here's your video, or here's your whatever in your campaign, you're going to highlight the text. Again, copy it because it will change the name when we give it a new direction, a new link. We're going to insert a link. I'm going Command K or Control K here. You could click this link button. And we're going to pull down here and find our meditation. What did I call that again? Guided meditation. Meditation lead magnet delivery is what it's called. So I'm going to go find meditation lead magnet delivery. There we go. Pasted what we actually want to say. And there you go. So now when somebody receives this email in the campaign, they're going to go to this page where they can play, but then they're also getting this additional information and messages from you. And don't hesitate when you're creating a page like this to really pour in additional information that could be helpful to them. Because right here, we're giving them something of massive value, I hope. And then underneath, we're saying, hey, by the way, there's more where this came from. And then have some client testimonials, right? More opportunities to learn and connect. If you have a Facebook group, if you have a private group on your AttractWell site, no matter what that might look like, you have that opportunity here to really position those things alongside the free thing in a really nice way. So that is that. Now let's get into your questions because I know you have them. Okay, will this training also include how to set up an automatic email sequence after they sign up? Actually, yes, I have already recorded it. So next week, I'm going to be at a conference, so we're not going to have our live session as usual, but there will be a live premiere on YouTube of campaigns that convert. And so I actually have my full training on creating a campaign for your lead magnet, the best practices for it, what goes into it, what you put at what sequence, and all of that kind of good stuff. So yes, that is what you guys are going to be getting next week. All right. Do you need to create the separate page for the video when you embed the video within the email? So option one is to just use the video feature to embed into the message, and it will create its own page automatically if you select that you can share it, right? But option two is to create this page, which would be a separate one. So yeah, you can, option one is the quick and easy, but option two is the better. So if we're aiming for better here, make a page, put your lead magnet on the page, and then have that be the thing that you send people to from the campaign. Okay, Mary has an email question. I know that in AttractWell there are campaigns which can be resent to new clients or even as a repeat to existing members, but those seem to have slightly different reporting regarding opens, et cetera, and there are messages which get sent as a blast, but to my knowledge can't be resent, say to newsletters. Yes, those are broadcasts versus campaigns. Can messages be resent? Yes, yeah, sure, they can. The broadcast messages are going to be a little bit more challenging to resend. Let me show you that campaigns are straightforward in terms of resending campaigns. Because you can actually go to the campaign in your contacts information. So let me go find, I don't know, I think my contact in here has campaigns. Do I have any campaigns assigned to me? Yes, I do. So you can see this, this one right here. How about this one? This little button right here will resend, oops. This will resend a message from a campaign. If it was a broadcast that was sent, basically you're just going to want to go to your messages, like your history, messages history. And you can gather the information that had been in that email, and then you could simply compose a new email. You could also see what was sent to them. So here's this. And oh, actually, here, I just made life easier. Because I just learned this too. So actually, Mary, if it was a broadcast email, you're going to see these things here as well. So let's click this. And even if they didn't open it or whatever happened, there is a resend button. It's so much easier than like copying and pasting and making a new message. So yes, you can do both. All right, Lisa, I have been unable to get logged in for a week. Huh. So Lisa, are you referring to your member area, or are you referring to your actual, like your AttractWell back office? So by default, you have, obviously you have your URL, or sorry, your URL, you have your login credentials that you created when you logged into your back office with AttractWell for the first time. That is one that you are able to reset If you're struggling with being able to reset your own credentials to log into your back office, then maybe get in touch with our team. Yeah, you didn't get the email. I don't know. I would definitely get in touch with support about that. There could be something going on with your email provider, or it just could be some kind of a fluke. It's not something that I've ever really heard about happening. Okay, fantastic. So you're working with support. Your clients do have a way to reset their password, and it's very easy, and you don't have, like, you're totally hands off about it. When they go to your AttractWell website's url.com/members, then there is a link that says password not working or want to reset yours or something like that, and they can click it and reset it, provided that, of course, they're using the email address that's associated with your account. Right, but they will get an email, and the email is actually going to be coming from you when they request it. So you could even test that. You could create like a test account that's in your member area, and you can actually see how that works. Okay, Coach Brandon B. How do we know if our lead magnet provides enough value? For example, my lead magnet is just me giving people some journal prompts and talking about a subject they should reflect on later. Is that enough, or do we need to add more content? So I think that thought-provoking information and a well-designed place to collect those thoughts is a really good start. I think that if you're delivering it with the orientation of a specific outcome, then we're talking value, right? You could perform the same set of steps, but if they're out of context with the end result that somebody is looking for, they're not going to perceive the value, right? That's it's kind of going back to the, the coach who is, breathing certified, like she can help you breathe and reset your cortisol levels and all of this kind of stuff. But the person who wants to work with her, they don't know, they don't care, they just want to lose weight, right? So so you know that, like, answering these questions and journaling are going to produce a result, but you're telling them to eat their vegetables right now. We want to make sure that, like, the eating the vegetables gives them the thing that they want, so that they can have their cookie, or lose 20 pounds or whatever it is, right? Can you use similar steps but for paid products? Yeah, absolutely. You could use the steps that we went through today to create a download, that, like, an Audible download that you sell, for sure. You can use the ones in our previous training that we did on PDF lead magnets and create an ebook that you sell, right? Or a series of videos. You could turn this into a course, or a single video training that they get paid access to, whatever that looks like. 100%. Yeah, all of the things that I shared with you today that we're talking about to get leads, yes, you can do that to sell stuff too, for sure. Do I have training on organic marketing, and what is it? That's a really good question. Organic marketing. I think just like organic in the world of food kind of is a loaded term that can mean a lot of things. Like, did you know that organic actually means it's, like, legal to put, like, hundreds of different chemicals on the crop, even though we think organic means that they're not putting chemicals on the crop, right? So organic marketing, Shannon, thank you for that. I think that maybe that's what we're talking about, organic traffic. So if that is what we're talking about, and that does make sense, essentially it's non-paid, it's unpaid marketing, right? So you aren't running ads. That's what organic traffic is. It's unpaid ads, or unpaid marketing. So you're not coming out of pocket for it. And just like, growing vegetables without, like, Miracle Grow can take a little bit more work. You're going to work a bit more for generating organic traffic. This is going to entail posting on social media, kind of using the sort of viral type formulas to try to get your content seen in a big way. In a lot of ways, when we talk about content-based marketing, that is an organic marketing or an organic traffic strategy, right? Because we're not we're not forcing anything with paid exposure. We're going about this by, setting our presence. If you build it, they will come, kind of thing. That is the organic approach. So, so it really is a lot of what we talk about here, and what, especially if you're in the launch challenge, what I talk about in the first module about what it looks like to put yourself out there. And these really are the basic things that even if you are going to engage in paid advertising, you need to be doing the organic stuff too, because it's what gives you credibility and presence. You could have a huge budget to run ads, and that's not going to make you look more credible per se. If you are, obviously you could run some ads to like help increase your exposure, get more people to like your page and all that kind of stuff. But if you have nothing published anywhere, and like you're just sending traffic to a page and there's nothing else about you anywhere, no social proof from people who are interacting with you and things that you're doing and saying that make you human, then that even, all the money in the world thrown at marketing can make a strategy fall flat like that. So organic marketing or organic traffic, I think, just to put a bow on this, is really the act of doing the basic normal things that you ought to be doing for your business, like putting value content out there that's free for people to engage with. So think YouTube, podcasts, blog posts, and then of course some bit of a breadcrumb trail on social media. You do want to be active. I think a lot of what people think about when you think of organic traffic is using social media and gaming the algorithms. Depending on the vertical that you're in and who you serve, it could entail using a personal profile in some cases, like on Facebook, for instance, or LinkedIn. Yeah, so that's, it's very unscientific. And it's funny, I've done this for so long that like I had my mind blown fairly recently that there are actually colleges that are releasing like people with degrees on this stuff now. That did not exist when I started doing this. So there may be some folks who have decided what some meanings are. So take mine with a grain of salt. Follow-up question for a broadcast. Can you change or modify the recipients once you've started editing the message? That's on our wish list, Mary. So no. Once you have decided, so the workflow is that you say, I'm going to send a message. And then we say, who's this going to, right? And then we write the message and we send it. So I think, and I wish Greg was here today, maybe he could clarify. Let me test something real quick, because I think that if we go to create a new message, it's going to be just one message, and I'm going to send it to my client list. I'm going to write an email. And I know you guys can't see my screen right now. I'm going to save this as a draft. And I wonder if I go to my drafts, if I can do anything with that there. I don't think I can. No. Yeah, so basically what I would do, and this actually kind of speaks to, I think, a previous question, is as a rule, if you are sending regular broadcasts, you're probably working with a saved reply, right? It's going to save you a lot of time. Things are pre-formatted. Your links are already in there, right? So if you begin your work from a saved reply, then you've got a blank canvas, right? So if you're somebody who is writing and then you're like, oh, wait, this needs to also go to other people. If you find that happening frequently, then it might be a better approach for you to go into your saved replies first and compose your messages there, because you're going to be able to reuse that message in the future for some purpose or another, right? So you're working once and benefiting multiple times, but then you also, aren't going to find yourself knees deep in an email that you spent 30 minutes on writing, only to realize that you need to change the audience for it, right? So starting with saved replies that's my recommendation for that. And it's not just a workaround for the fact that you can't change your recipients after you've started composing a message. It really is, I think, a practice that is going to benefit you in the long term, because you'll start to see that the types of emails that you send are going to be fairly similar if you're doing this regularly. And so having those things saved for future use it's just going to be helpful. Okay, another question here in the Q&A. I want to have my lead magnet be the first lesson in a bigger online course. Can I do that with the online course in AttractWell, or do I have to build two separate online courses, one for the lead magnet and the other for the larger online course. So you actually don't have to, like that first lesson, you don't have to deliver that in a vault, right? That's something that you could deliver on a page like I shared with you today. And then you could have, hey, if there's more where that came from, and then you could send them to the sales page from the link at the bottom. So with vaults, whatever you have in the vault, everybody can see and experience the same thing. If two people are in a vault, they can see everything that's in a vault, regardless of how they're tagged or whatever. If you want to have two separate experiences, you do want to have two separate vaults, but unless you've got like unlimited vaults in AttractWell, which is pretty cool and a really valuable feature, if it's just one lesson and we're wanting to move them from lesson to sales page anyway, just go page to page, and that'll make your life a little easier. It'll use up fewer of your vaults, and I think it'll make for an easier transition over to the course itself. Because if you put them into Vault A, then you've got to worry about like automations to remove them from Vault A and put them in Vault B after they went to a sales page, all of this kind of stuff, right? So I would just use a page for that. Let me see if I missed anything in broadcast. Should be used for newsletters. That's correct. Yes. Yeah, because campaigns, if you create a campaign, once you've applied it to somebody, they're going to receive it as it was written when you applied it to them. So if you, and I know that this works different in the nomenclature and different software platforms vary, right? Like I think in Aweber, like campaigns are something that you can continually add to, for instance. That's not how we work. Those are broadcasts. So, so a campaign would be really something that it's designed to set and forget. So if you are going to be communicating with an audience on a repeat basis, you're going to be using broadcast to do so generally. Unless you just want to create like individual campaigns for each thing you send, that's just not a very efficient way to work, in my opinion. Okay, so Lisa, I hope you are in touch with the team. There may be an issue about your like the email address. Maybe there might be a discrepancy between email addresses. So yeah, just definitely be in touch with the team. But if you want to give it a shot, you can simply create maybe with a different email address entirely, maybe one that's not having this issue for you, create a contact in your AttractWell account, add them to a vault in your member area, and then you can use that contact's email to actually see what happens when they request a new password. Because it will be sent from you. And not from AttractWell. So when you're using AttractWell and you've got your own brand name on your website and your name and everything, unless you have, I don't know, one of the built-in footers, that says powered by AttractWell, which I think are largely removable if you create your own custom one. Your clients aren't going to know who the heck AttractWell is unless you want them to. Now, if you're using the app, they are going to know like AttractWell is an app where they get your stuff, but yeah, like nothing's going to be coming from us to them, including especially like when they're logging in on your member area or trying to reset the password, etc. So everything is just going to be coming from you. Okay, great questions today, you guys. Do we have any more while we're here, or any requests to work on anything together while we're still live? Not going to see you guys next week, so take advantage if you want to of this live time. Like I mentioned, next week you're going to get campaigns that convert, and then when we come back the following week when we're live, we're going to get into landing pages and pages that convert. So we're kind of tying everything up here. We created our freebie, our free thing first, right? So we started with PDFs. Today we worked on video and audio. Next week, you'll learn about the campaign that you'll need to build, which is really the most important part of your funnel. And then we'll build the front door to it when we're back the week after next. Oh, Mary, I missed your question here. Are we limited in the number of saved replies you have? Nope. Nope, that is something that you get to just make in your account. They're so cool. And you can use pieces of them for different parts of messages. You can drop them in and build a message with a bunch of saved replies. It's a really great, and in my opinion, underused feature. It's really, really helpful thing to work more efficiently. Okay. Is there a way to set up a non-monetary requirement to enter a vault? They have to purchase something outside of my website and then they can join the vault, or should I just add them manually? So you have, are you having them purchase somewhere else? So can you tell, Heather, can you come out to chat? Can you raise your hand? Let me know if you can chat. It might be easier to just talk through this with you, and I can give you some recommendations on what to do. Hello.
Hi there. So they are going to, it's a challenge. I'm doing a 30-day challenge, and
Okay.
they have to purchase like a package of oh, hang on, it's telling me to lower my hand. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
They have to purchase that package, and it's on a different website, and then they come in to do the 30-day challenge.
Okay.
So can they, is there a way to have them say enter their receipt number or something?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's so you're not going to be able, like, AttractWell is not going to be able to verify the receipt number.
Right.
But what I would do you have control over the email that's sent out from the other website where they're purchasing something?
Well, I get notified that they bought it, once they
Okay.
purchase it, I will get notification.
But you don't have any way to control the contents of like their email, their confirmation email from that other platform that they're purchasing through, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no big deal. So what we would do in this case, and this is actually something that we do quite a lot with folks who have like direct sales teams and who offer direct sales products, is create a page or a landing page. And actually what I would do here is not a landing page, I would do a page. Let me share my screen and I will show you more or less exactly what we do for this typically. So you're just going to create a free path into the vault that is on a page that is not publicly discoverable. It's just one that they have to receive by link only. And you're going to have one of the lines on the form on the page is going to require them to put in some kind of information. So what's your member number, or what's your receipt number, or what, right? So something like that. So I create something like this, maybe put the image for the vault or the challenge there. You could maybe put an additional section down here with some about information, right? But essentially what we're going to do with the form here is that we're going to have them put in their name, put in their email, phone if you want it, add a field, and this is where you would say receipt number.
Okay.
Right. And then you're going to go down here, tag them with your challenge, add whatever well, you don't have to add a campaign. I would actually put a no campaign because you probably have a vault campaign. And then you would add them to your vault with the challenge in it. And then redirect them to a confirmation page, maybe one that is specifically for the challenge. We do have a training that we did fairly recently. And I actually include this in the how to build your online course in the updated modules there, one that encourages them to get the AttractWell app, and here are the steps that you follow, etc. So you could use a confirmation page like that, or just a simple one. And that's essentially it. So when they come to this page, you're able to, you'll want to send this page to them manually, right?
Okay.
And so I would maybe create a saved reply with a link to this page. And so when you get that email with the confirmation that somebody paid, you go into AttractWell, you create that contact real quick, and then you send them, right? Or you could send it straight from your device, or however you want to do it, because they are going to be creating a contact in AttractWell when they sign up on this page, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, you just save the page, and they're in. Oh, and finally, one other thing, and this is really important: the page settings by link only.
Okay.
Yeah, because you only want people who the link has been shared with to be able to get access.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, sure thing. Oh, Shannon, thank you. I'm so glad that this is helpful for you. Can it integrate with Zapier? We don't have direct Zapier integration, but depending on what the function is that you are hoping to achieve, I promise you there are ways to use AttractWell in ways that you might not have considered that eliminate the need for a lot of outside things. So if you're in a situation where you are maybe trying to migrate over or simplify your stack, then definitely reach out to our team. We do offer calls, if you've got a particularly complicated situation, which I know it can get very complicated. I mean, we're talking Zapier is the thing that creates the spider web between all of the things that you do if you're using a bunch of different platforms together, which is kind of the way that we've done this in the marketing world online for a long time. But there are simple ways that we can show you. It does not necessarily include Zapier though. So awesome. Thank you guys for all of your incredible questions today. We do have just a few more minutes here. If you have any more, or if you'd like to come out and chat, feel free. You can raise your hand, or you could put whatever your question is into the Q&A. But yeah, we will be over the next 2 weeks wrapping up our lead generation series, focusing in depth on all of the different pieces of creating a lead generating funnel in AttractWell. If you guys have requests for maybe how you could do something else, right? We're talking about building funnels, getting leads here. If there's more that you are interested in learning about, even if it doesn't seem like it's a tech thing, right? We do talk about tech stuff here a lot, but there's a lot of space here for marketing strategy and business mindset and things like that too. So if there are things that you're interested in seeing and learning, and more importantly, learning how you can integrate into your approach with using AttractWell, let us know. We'll put those down on our content planner, and we will get it scheduled for an upcoming live call. So thank you guys again, and I will see you not next week. Definitely look out for the premiere next week, and don't miss that video because you are going to want to see the training on campaigns. But I'll see you back here the following week live. Till then, take care, guys. Bye.